Hey guys, it's Rush G here, how you all doing? I'm back with the Punish series. We're looking at Season 3 Punishes today, and it makes sense to start off with Sakura. So, if you're new to the series, what we look at here is any moves that are punishable on block that Ken can take advantage of. We don't really look at anything else, if I'm completely honest, but we'll run through the normal routine. If you look at the normals, then specials, then the V skill / V triggers. So I've got the normals recorded, so we'll start with that first, as mentioned. Her stand heavy kick is the first move. Her stand heavy kick is very good. It's similar to Ken's, but I'd say the range on it, in terms of keeping herself safe, is very good. It has long range, but it's also very difficult to punish. The block stun is surprisingly quite long as well. So Ken can't punish it at max range. Even at mid range, he can't punish it. This is only going to be punishable at close range. You can see there's no chance Ken can get a 4-frame punish there. This is -4 on block. So it's sort of like, even that range, it's so hard to punish. So again, as mentioned, you only want to punish that at very close range, but as you can see there, I was struggling with the block stun. So bear in mind the block stun is very heavy on that move, so lab that out if you want to punish that. But it's very rare that Ken can punish that because he's never really at space to get a 4-frame punish. His stand light kick is the best button to go for 4-frame punishes. So what you do is you do a stand light kick into a special. If you're not too sure, I think we mentioned this in a few of the other videos, if you're not too sure if you're in range to punish, stand light kick into EX fireball. At least then, if they block the stand light kick, the EX fireball's safe on block. Second move is crouching heavy punch. This is more of her anti-air, but this move is, have a look, it's -8. So it's possible to get line breaker or chin buster. Again, block stun heavy. Stand medium punch is also another option, but it's very rare you'll see that in neutral. It's not really a neutral button she'd go for, I wouldn't have thought. It's more of an anti-air, but it is punishable anyway, so remember that. Next one is sweep. So her sweep, we talk about sweeps quite a lot in the Punish series, and we talk about ranges. So Ken and Ryu have a sweep that can be swept back. It's very easy to punish those sweeps with a sweep, but her sweep has very good range. So at max range, Ken's sweep will whiff. To get around that, there's 3 options. You guys should already know this by now. It's going to be light kick Tatsu, EX Tatsu, or CA. Now while that doesn't look like a good option, the reason why that is a good go-to punish without spending meter is you get a knockdown, and the knockdown leads to ulti. So light kick Tatsu, EX Tatsu, and CA. They don't have to be reversal timing, you'll still get the punish, but I would recommend going for reversal timing on those sweep punishes. Obviously closer range, you can sweep, or go for something a bit more damaging. That's a sweep. Alright, so this overhead, it's surprising, I never see it coming. This is -7 on block, so you'll get a stand medium punch at most. But if your timing's not too good on the punish, it's not frame perfect, you can get crouching medium punch and then cancel the special. But I'm not a big fan of crouching medium punch into special. Unless you're close range, it's not always great, because there are situations where the pushback on the crouching medium punch, and given the range you're at to punish, can cause a special to whiff. I've seen crouching medium punch into EX Tatsu whiff many times. I know it's not orthodox, but a good punish on this is just raw heavy punch DP. The reason I say that is because you're guaranteed to get the hit. If you're good at reacting, that's a very good punish. Stand medium punch into medium kick Tatsu EX DP. If you haven't got the meter to spend, can do stand heavy punch, sorry, stand medium punch into heavy punch DP. But I've found that heavy punch DP raw hits even at max range. It's quite difficult to get the max range. EX DP would work as well in that situation. But stand medium punch, it is good, but it's just in case you get your timing a little off. You don't want to cancel the special and get punished for it. Stand light kick isn't a good option here because of the range. Max range, I think it whiffs. To be fair, it's looking pretty useful. It's looking really good there. Maybe even that's a good punish, stand light kick. Things like chin buster. Yeah, I knew something whiffed. It's a good chin buster's a good punish for anything that's -5 or lower, -6, -7, -8, or -7. Sorry, I wouldn't say -8 because you can use line breaker at -8, but because it's quite stubby, it won't always work. So yeah, I would play it safe. I would, if it were me, I would go for stand medium punch at close range. No, stand medium punch if you've labbed that out and you're comfortable with the punish. If you're not too hot, I'd probably go stand light kick into special. Keep it simple. So that's the overhead. The other move that's punishable, and I didn't realise this until now, is her forward heavy punch. I thought this was plus on block. It's -7. So it's a very similar situation to the overhead. Stand medium punch will always hit. I don't know about range, but it looks like a range stand medium punch works because that's a 7-frame move. But if you're not sure, chin buster may be a bad option. Stand light kick perhaps into special. Okay, stand light kick isn't ideal at max range. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was the overhead or this move, so this move's quite tricky to punish. I'm trying to get the max range. I think this is the one where heavy punch DP punishes at max range. So at max range, raw heavy punch DP works, whereas stand medium punch, stand light kick, because of the range and the pushback on the move, it doesn't always work. So at close range, I'd go for stand medium punch if your reactions are good. If not too sure, stand light kick, possibly chin buster if you're in range. But at max range, raw heavy punch DP. I actually opt for raw heavy punch DP for the overhead and for this move. It's easy to remember, but if you're on point and you remember all the punishes, space independent, stand medium punch in special, stand light kick in special, or raw heavy punch DP, look like good options there. If they're point blank, chin buster, that's a no-brainer. You get a lot of damage off of that. So that's the normals covered. We're going to move on to her specials now. So I'll be back shortly. Right guys, so as mentioned previously, we're looking at her special moves now. So we'll start with the fireballs. Her normal fireball is -8 on block. See there. You should get line breaker, chin buster, stand medium punch. Obviously at range it won't be as easy to punish. So range, you do things like that. The X-Tatsu maybe? I'd keep CA as the main punish if it's a range. Don't, obviously if it's too far out, like say here, that's not going to work. But when you're at this sort of range, maybe a little bit further out, as long as your time is bang on reversal timing. Oops. Oh, we've got no CA bar. That works. You're not really going to get much else. If you're in V-Trigger, you might get X-Tatsu at range. Yeah, you need to be a little closer. But yeah, I would only challenge that if you're quite close. If you're any closer than that, the range I was just at earlier on, Line Breaker is a no-brainer there. Line Breaker, always. Stand medium punch, you need to be quite close. So her fireball, you can deal with it at close range. What's interesting about her fireball is, I don't know what it is, maybe it's just me, I'm not sure, but I can see her fireball start up like pretty early. And you can, on reaction, you can CA that so easy. You don't have to be close either, you can be like right there. Because her hands come forward, her hurt box extends. You can abuse that. That was a raw reaction there. I mean, I know the fireball's coming, but look at the range I'm standing at. So that is, if your reactions are good and you're prepared to do that, that's a very good way to deal with that. Her charge fireball, I'll put it in here just for an example. That's +3. So be cautious of that. That's a good situation where you may want to V-reversal. Or if you're really mad, EXTB. Her up fireball, you can block it at close range. You have to stand in on. I don't know why it's saying +4. It's supposed to be minus. That's weird. In the frame data wrap it says it's -8. I'm not sure. But with that, what you want to do is you don't really want to go for a punish there. You want to go for, well, punish on block. You want to whiz punish that. That's the sort of move I would do raw. You know, like Dalsim's fireball. I'm trying to think. Like Colleen's ice when she drops it on your head. If they do that right close to you, the worst thing you can do there is go for like something like that. You'd want to go for something that loops you underneath the fireball out of the way. Something like this, the upward fireball, heavy punch DP, CA, raw X-Tatsu. It's a good way to deal with that. Just make sure you're in range if you do heavy punch DP. Have your whiff punishes ready for that. Miyuki Tatsu as well. She does recover very quickly, so lab that out, but you don't want to challenge it late, because if you throw something that's risky, that's heavily minus, and she blocks it, you're in trouble. This is so strange. That's saying +1 now, but yeah, her upward fireball, if you do block that close range, that is +1. It's worth noting as well, her EX fireball, normal EX fireball, that is +1. And the upward EX fireball is -1 on block, but the upward fireballs I wouldn't worry about too much. It's mainly the grounded fireballs. Her DP, So she's got normal DPs and the EX DP. The normal DPs are not crush counterable. The EX DP is crush counterable, so you get the counter hit state on the way down. So to punish that, go for a stand heavy punch into V skill. If she does the EX version, go for your crush counter or your big damage combo. Something like that. Or that will do as well, something like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the specials, is it? Oh, Tatsus as well. Okay, well, we call the Tatsus. Essentially with her Tatsus, they're all -2 except for the medium kick Tatsu. The medium kick Tatsu is -6 on block, but she can space it at a distance where it can be made relatively, I'd say it's safe, but yeah, it's pretty much safe, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the medium kick Tatsu. That's the light kick. And that's the heavy kick. So you can tell the difference between the 3 or the 4, including the EX. If I put the medium kick Tatsu on, so close range. Oops. Chin buster, but if she's at range, it's very difficult to. Maybe medium, crouching medium punch, that's a 6 frame. I think crouching medium punch is probably best there, but just be cautious of where she hits it and she's at distance. So there's no chance I was going to punish that. That should work at all ranges though, the CA. So I think that's it for her specials. We may have to readdress some of her specials when we hit the V trigger section. So we'll move on to V skill and then we'll end on V trigger and CA. Okay guys, so in this section we're going to look at her V skill. Her V skill is what allows her to hop into the air. So it's this move there. When this is done meaty, so when you're getting off the ground and they use that, I don't know if there's a situation where they can set that up, but it's very difficult to deal with because she can do a dive kick, she can do an attack in the air, and she can do a grab. So it's a mix-up, but they do it raw. It's very reactable with anti-air DP. It goes over your head. Does it home in? I don't think it homes in. No. So they use it as an escape tool. You can deal with it. Even at like long range, it's Ken has the tools to deal with that. Now she does the dive kick. At worst, this is -5. It's high. You can punish this. She can't block, yeah. You even do back medium punch. You can see there the 6 frame didn't work. It's -5 at worst. What I would go for is a 4 frame confirm into special. Like I did crouch and light punch, stand light kick there. You could do crouch and light kick, stand light kick as well. So this is where it hits high. If it hits lower to the ground, then you're not going to get punish. Try and illustrate. No. She can block then. So if it hits below the waist, you don't want to challenge it. Whereas if it hits above the waist, you can punish, but I'd use a confirm to make sure you can punish it. So use a 4 frame to confirm into a big punish, a big special, a damaging special attack. She does the punch, that's classed as an overhead, and she can do 3 punches in total. So you have to block that high. I don't think that can be punished. Yeah, looks like she's plus there. It's interesting. It traded with a 3 frame special. Let's see what happens on block. Also, if you block it, she falls to the ground. If she hits you, she can continue the attacks. So let's record that again. That was number 3, I think, wasn't it? I can't see the frame data, it's very quick, isn't it? Plus... So it's not punishable by the looks of it. So I would block it and deal with the mix-up afterwards. V-reversal perhaps as well. It looks like that situation, but I can't see the frame data unfortunately. If I go onto the app, let's have a look. The FAT Tools app. What it says is, to be fair, it says okay, yeah, -3 at the worst case scenario, and then +5 best case. So yeah, you don't really want to challenge that. If you were to challenge it, we would like it Tatsu into V trigger, but still a big risk to take. I can't even get the punish on it, to be fair. It's a 3 frame reversal. So yeah, I wouldn't contest with that. And I think what to do in that situation is, if it hits very high, hits the head, perhaps contest with, like, again, 2 light attacks and confirm on hit, but something tells me she's going to have the advantage, so just be wary of that. The other option she has is grab, so you can't, I think if you crouch this, it whiffs, that's right, it whiffs. You stand up, it will get you. But the same fashion, just medium punch DP or EXDP that. You can probably use a normal, to be fair. That's a good anti-S, that medium kick. Crouching heavy punch as well, it's always a good option. Okay, I don't think I recorded anything there. So that's the V skill. We're going to move on to... actually, what I can show before we move on is we'll do her CA as well here. Her CA changes with V trigger 1. I think it just does more damage. It doesn't really change in terms of properties. So I don't know what her CA is. So her CA is different at max range. Sorry, at close range, and then at a distance. You only get the animation if she's close range. The CA is -23 on block. So this is a fireball critical art, so if they're at range, it's very hard for Ken to punish that. Let's give it a shot anyway. So close range. Was it this one? Yeah. Close range, you can get a very small walk up and then crouching heavy punch. If you're not too confident in that, just stand heavy punch. You don't have to walk forward as much then, or at all really. You want to get the 3 hits really, the Tatsu. You could do line breaker. It's another option. Oops. I'm not going to recover in time. But you get the idea though, so it's pretty punishable. If you're at range though like this, you can't really do much. A bit like Ryu's. But then again, they do that raw. Just hold up and forward. You'll jump over it. So there's plenty of options there to deal with it, but up close, don't do a dash, just do a slight walk if anything, into a normal, cancel into your special. I'd say the biggest punish you'll get there, practical, is probably something like that. Heavy punch, B skill, light punch, DP, CA. So that's that. We'll move on to her V-trigger now, and that's pretty much it for Sakura in this video. So V-trigger 1, all the changes for Sakura in V-trigger 1 is she gets more powerful fireballs, they're all plus on block, which is bad for Ken because it's +1 and he doesn't have a 3 frame, so he can't really contest with that. And also she gets a new attack, a palm attack. The palm attack is, on block it's +2, on hit it's +6, so the fact that it's +2 on block means Ken's in trouble there. He has to either respect the frames, disrespect the frames of an EXDP, V reversal. So I imagine they can probably set up tick throws using that. She basically gets pressure after that. The fact that she has, I believe she has a 3 frame, let's just quickly check. Yeah, she has a 3 frame crouch and light punch, so that's even worse for Ken, the fact that she's +2 and has a 3 frame. So let's, I think I recorded it over number 1. So you can see here, her fireball is now non-charge fireballs +1. All her fireballs are risky. Not risky, but that you can't contest with them anymore. So don't try and punish normal fireballs up close. In the corner, that could be a pain to deal with. Her palm strike, as I mentioned, you can see there +2 on block. So that's pretty much it for V-trigger 1. Let's move on to V-trigger 2 now. Let's bring the app up once again. So according to the app, what changes here is, I think her DPs are buffed. So all of her DPs now become crush countable, but do more damage, I believe. And her tatsus, which is interesting. All her normal tatsus, not the EX tatsu, become better for juggling, but are minus now. They're all -10. Only the EX tatsu is unchanged. Likewise, the EX DP is unchanged in this V-trigger. So we'll quickly illustrate that for you guys. That's how her tattoo looks like that now. You can see it's changed. She has the blue effects on her feet. Start with tatsu. This is -10. The beefed up tattoos are -10. So just learn your timing on the punish there. Line break is probably a wise punish there. Even at range, it seems to get there. So you see that works, and as I mentioned, the DP, when that gets beefed up, you can see you get the crush counter hit there. Oops, wasn't ready for that, but you get the idea. So don't go for your stand heavy punches into V-Skill 3 frame. Make sure you go for a more damaging combo using the crush counter reward for blocking that. I think that is it for Sakura. Tatsus, DPs for V-Trigger 2. Yeah, nothing else is showing up on the app. So that's it guys, that's Sakura covered in a nutshell. I hope that's been useful. If you've got any like burning questions or anything, just give me a shout, let me know, and I will try and address them. If you've got any sort of tips for anyone that I've missed out maybe in this video for this matchup, also appreciate if you could mention that in the comment section. Cool, thanks for your time guys. I will see you in the next video. Take care.